take ambulances to the emergency room each month here in the Charlotte area.
But an uptick in people taking Uber or Lyft to avoid hefty bills is causing concern in the medical field. NBC Charlotte's Mark Boyle explains what's happening in a Defender's investigation tonight.
If you've ever taken an ambulance to the emergency room, you know it's expensive. Medic says the base cost just to get an ambulance is $921. Then the per mile cost is $22 a mile. So if you have just a few miles, you're going to be spending well over $1,000. Some people say they want to opt out of that cost and take Uber or Lyft to the hospital. Carmen Torres felt like she was going to die.
I was pretty much screaming in pain, already in tears, go upstairs, try to lay down, didn't work out.
She became violently ill, throwing up uncontrollably.
I needed to go to the ER. I wasn't going to call an ambulance.
She grabbed her phone, loaded the Uber app, and plugged in the hospital address.
911.
Why not just call 911, you ask? Well, see, Torres called for an ambulance once before, but her insurance didn't cover the ride, and she was stuck with the $600 ambulance bill. Emergency officials do say it's okay to call an Uber or a taxi to take you to the ER if it's not a life-threatening situation. So one big difference between an ambulance and an Uber is the response time. An ambulance, they can blow through the stop signs and red lights to come to you. Uber, on the other hand, you don't know when they're going to show up. Let's go ahead and request ours now. Also something to think about. What would happen if the situation got worse while you're in that Uber or Lyft? What about drivers not being familiar with the hospital layout and having a hard time finding the ER entrance in the first place? All those extra seconds or minutes could mean the difference between life or death. Uber drivers say it's happening as well, and admittedly, they worry about the situation often.
That's not my job.
Uber and Lyft both told us in any medical emergency, people should be calling 911, and they are not a substitute for law enforcement or medical professionals. Locally, Medic says it's certainly advised if you're in a life-threatening situation, call a professional and leave that work to them, not a ride-sharing service. As for statistics, Lyft, Uber, or Medic say they don't track those stats as of now. That, of course, could change. I'm Mark Boyle reporting for NBC Charlotte.
Before you hit